A $20,000 reward is being offered in the cold case of Raquel Ramirez, who was found dead in Hartford, Connecticut over 24 years ago. This is her story. Hi, I'm from the Messed Up True Crime channel. In today's episode, we are going to discuss the details surrounding the death of Raquel Ramirez. Before we get into this video, please go ahead and subscribe if you aren't already. And if you want to become a member of our channel, there's a link down below. With that said, let's get into this very intriguing cold case. Raquel Marie Ramirez was born on October 19, 1967 in Hartford, Connecticut to parents John and Wanda. She grew up in Hartford and attended Weaver High School. After graduating high school, she worked at various retail locations, including Ames Department Store and Caldor Department Store. She was known to have an infectious laugh and a beautiful smile. She was also known to be a caring mother to her 3 children. Sadly, she wouldn't be around to see them grow up. On January 17, 1997, 29-year-old Raquel left her home around 6 p.m. to meet up with a friend. She told her roommate that she would be home by 8 p.m., as she had to get up early the next morning to take care of her sick grandmother. At 8:30 p.m., Raquel called her mother, Wanda, and told her that she was on her way home. However, she never arrived home that evening. The following morning, Wanda went out searching for her daughter but couldn't find her anywhere. Her daughter's absence was out of character, as she always called if she was going to be late. Wanda went to the local police department and filed a missing persons report. At around 10 a.m., officers responded to a call of a body found behind an apartment complex located at 330 Enfield Street. When they arrived at the scene, they discovered the body of a Hispanic female lying on the ground. She was unclothed except for her shoes, one of which was not hers. She had been wrapped in a blanket, but it was apparent that the blanket wasn't the one that she had been using at home. The victim was identified as Raquel Ramirez. Raquel had no obvious signs of trauma. The only injuries that were noted by the medical examiner were some abrasions on her arms and legs. It's believed these may have come from her being dragged across the pavement. A small amount of blood was found near her head, but it wasn't clear whether it came from her or someone else. After her body was found, detectives searched the area for witnesses, but no one had seen anything. In the days following her death, they learned that she had gone to several clubs in Hartford the night that she disappeared. They believe she was killed somewhere other than where her body was found, and then her body was dumped there. But no evidence was ever recovered that could lead investigators to the place where she was actually murdered. The initial investigation didn't turn up any leads, and the case eventually went cold. For many years, her family kept up the pressure on the Hartford Police Department, demanding answers in her death. Over the years, the case was looked at by several different police officials, but without any success. In September of 2020, the case was reopened once again after a man came forward claiming to have information about the case. He claimed to have heard some details regarding the murder of Raquel Ramirez from his now-deceased brother. According to the man, his brother, whose name was Tommy, stated that he witnessed the murder of Miss Ramirez, but he was too afraid to come forward at the time. Tommy allegedly told the man that he witnessed the murder while he was in his car on the corner of Zion Street and Enfield Street. He saw 2 men assaulting Raquel, and when he tried to intervene, the men ran off. Tommy stated that he never reported the incident because he feared retaliation from the men. According to what the witness told the police, Tommy said that after the men ran off, he drove Miss Ramirez to the hospital. However, when he realized that she was already dead, he drove to the area where her body was eventually found and dumped her body there. He then drove away and hid in the woods for the night. After hearing this information, detectives went back to the crime scene and conducted another investigation. They brought in a cadaver dog, but unfortunately they weren't able to recover any remains or personal belongings belonging to Miss Ramirez. The witness that came forward with this information told investigators that he knew the men responsible for killing Miss Ramirez, but he refused to tell them who they were. He did, however, agree to take a polygraph test to prove that he was telling the truth. Unfortunately, he passed away before the results of the polygraph test could be completed. Police haven't released the names of the two men that were described by the alleged witness, nor have they said what the motive was in the killing of Miss Ramirez. Now, I need to ask you guys a favor. If you know anything about this case, please come forward and contact the authorities. This family deserves answers, and they deserve justice for their loved one. As I continue this episode, I want to point out that the family of Miss Ramirez is offering a $20,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction in this case. You can contact the family directly through the social media page, Justice for Rocky. Also, this case has recently been featured on the Oxygen Network as part of a series called People Magazine Investigates. You can watch the episode for free on the website provided. Over the years, there have been many theories surrounding the death of Raquel Ramirez. Some people believe that she was a victim of a random, unprovoked attack. Others believe that she was killed by someone that she knew. There is also speculation that the police mishandled the investigation and that this may have contributed to the case going cold. In the weeks following her death, her family accused the police of not doing enough to find her killer. They felt that the police response was inadequate and that the resources committed to the investigation were insufficient. At the time, the Hartford Police Department denied these allegations and stood by their work. However, the dissatisfaction within the community led to calls for reform within the police department and a push for greater accountability and transparency in their investigations. In recent years, there have been renewed calls for justice for Raquel Ramirez. Her family and friends have organized several events and campaigns to keep her memory alive and to raise awareness about the case. They hope that by keeping the pressure on the police, they will be able to get the answers that they deserve. Sadly, the killing of Raquel Ramirez is just one of many unsolved cases in Hartford. The city has one of the highest homicide rates in the United States, and many of these cases have gone cold. However, the family of Miss Ramirez is hopeful that with the help of the public, they can finally get justice for their loved one. This case is especially disturbing because of the senselessness of the crime. Raquel was a young mother who was simply trying to enjoy a night out with her friends. She didn't deserve to be taken from her family and friends in such a brutal and senseless way. Her death has had a devastating impact on her loved ones who continue to grieve her loss 24 years later. I want to reiterate that the family is offering a $20,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction in this case. If you know anything, please come forward and contact the family through the social media page, Justice for Rocky, or contact the police department directly. This is an ongoing investigation, and we will continue to update you with new information as it becomes available. Thank you for watching this episode. If you have thoughts or opinions about this case, please share them with us in the comments section below. If you like this video and want to support our channel, you can do so through the links in the description. As always, I want to thank everyone who watches these videos. Your support is greatly appreciated. Until the next video, remember to stay safe.